Ask Lori, a show designed to give a better perspective on relationships no matter what the circumstance may be. You can start, have, and keep unstoppable relationships. Lori Ann Davis can tell you how. Have questions? Need answers? Ask Lori.
Thank you for tuning in to the only station giving you double the information and inspiration. WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte. This is Ask Lori, and I'm your host, Lori Ann Davis. Don't let love and passion get lost in your life. As your relationship specialist, I'm here to share secrets with you every week, helping you create unstoppable relationships. I want to welcome you to this week's show. I am so happy that you have joined us today. We have so much great information for you. I am always here to help you find, renew, and keep love and passion in your life. Whether you're single or in a relationship, this show is for you. I bring to you the benefits of 28 years' experience helping people to create the relationship of their dreams, and I'm here to help you with yours. Do you have questions? I'm convinced that you do, and I definitely want to hear them. Email them to me at WGIVAskLori, that's Lori, at gmail.com. Then be sure to listen in every week for the answers. You can also listen to my segment with Dr. Business every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Today we are going to discuss life transitions. But first we have to thank our sponsor. Knowledge is power, but only if you use it. Newton CPA has the knowledge to do taxes, to resolve tax problems, to show you how to plan, prepare, and they can do the same for you. The Newton team has a network of professionals, has the knowledge. Use them. I do. And gain the power to focus on what you do best. Because knowledge is power, but only if you use it. Call Newton CPA at 803-810-0824. And today we are discussing life transitions. You know, we go through seasons in life, just as nature does. Sometimes we're starting fresh, growing, and developing. Other times we're pulling back. We need some time to be still and to be quiet. Our relationships are no different. Sometimes they feel fresh, alive, full of passion. Other times we go through a season where we might feel disconnected, alone, and we wonder what our future holds. Life transitions can cause us to go through a difficult season in our relationships. How we deal with these situations can bring us closer, or it can pull the relationship apart. These times require patience, understanding, perspective, and a focus in order to navigate them successfully. So stay tuned, because when we come back, we will continue our discussion on life transitions with our guest expert. You're listening to Ask Lori, and I'm your host, Lori Ann Davis. You're tuned in to WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte. Zippy Shell Mobile Self-Storage is the most convenient and affordable short and long-term storage solution in the Charlotte and surrounding areas. Call 704-323-4056. We are convenient. We deliver the storage containers to your door. You load it at your convenience. We pick it up and store it for you and return it when you are ready. Our facility is alarmed and climate controlled. Save time, save money, save everything with Zippy Shell. Call us at 704-323-4056. That's 704-323-4056. We are part of Premier Barter Exchange and are a family-owned and operated company. If you or a loved one are unable to venture easily from your home due to injury, illness, or disability, Compassion Salon Services can provide you with a rejuvenating hair salon service in the privacy and comfort of your own home. Please call 704-774-2204 for more information, or visit us on the web at compassionsalon.com. Compassion Salon Services for immobilized persons. We believe the enrichment of life lies through compassion for the soul. So call us at 704-774-2204. That's 704-774-2204 for your in-home salon services. Welcome back to WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte, and those streaming live through the free TuneIn radio app. You're listening to Ask Lori, and I'm your host, Lori Ann Davis. If you're just tuning in, we are discussing life transitions today. But first, we are offering free radio advertisement to business owners, nonprofits, and churches. Call today to find out how your commercial can be heard for free by up to 40 million listeners. Contact me at 704-999-1781. That's 704-999-1781. And joining us in the studio today is Sue Maitland. She is a life transitions coach. She says that make the rest of your life the best of your life. I love that phrase. Sue, welcome, and we're so happy that you've joined us today.
Thanks, Lorianne. I'm so glad you invited me. Thank you so much.
Great. And you are calling, tell everybody where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Victoria, BC, Canada.
Yay! I have a friend of mine who's traveling there next week. So we are warmer in Charlotte than you are.
You're probably always going to be, well, maybe not. I don't know, to be honest. In the winters, do you have snow?
Maybe one day for a part of a day, yes.
That's the same as us, yeah.
Okay.
We're pretty lucky.
Okay. Why don't you tell us what exactly a life transition coach does?
Well, a life transitions coach is really someone who helps you get through those many transitions that we all experience in life. I mean, if you think about it, it starts with perhaps graduation from high school, finding that first job, in some cases getting married, in other cases creating a new life after a divorce. When we're parents, we become empty nesters, hopefully. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we have to adjust and the children come back. These are all transitions that we have to deal with in our lives. And quite often, they can become overwhelming. And people get stuck trying to figure out how they're going to handle this. And, of course, they have well-meaning friends sometimes and family members who've all got an opinion about what you should do. There's only one problem with that. You get overwhelmed with all this feedback, and at the end of the day, those opinions are other people's opinions. And I'm of the belief that if you really do want to make the rest of your life the best of your life, which I believe you can do at any point in your life.
I agree.
You need to take yeah, great. I love that. And you need to take some time for yourself. You need to pause. You have to shut down all that information that's coming out and really ask yourself some important questions. You need to get clear on who you are, when you're at your best, when you're feeling good and things are going well. And you need to get some clarity on what's important to you for this next phase of your life. Because if you don't, you could end up listening to someone else's advice that might be perfectly good for them, but isn't going to lead you to your best quality of life.
Definitely. I think when other people give you their advice, they have your best interest in heart, probably, but that doesn't always mean... Yeah, generally. Let's hope so. But that doesn't always mean that they have answers that are helpful to you or information that is really valuable for you. So somebody like you can come along and tell us a little bit about the process about how you would sort of help them work through a transition.
Well, as I say, one of the first things is connecting with yourself and where you're at right now in your life and what looking to the future and what your best life could look like. So we spend some time, actually, in coaching sessions, and for people who are not familiar with coaching, it is not me giving advice at all. It is totally creating a space, and I know you do this too, Lorianne, creating a safe and confidential space where you can really connect with what's going on inside. And I ask open-ended questions, so I don't have an assumption there's two answers, yes or no. There are many possibilities, and so what happens is people who thought they didn't have any choices or only had two choices and they didn't like either one, we find that we uncover some new possibilities, a new way of looking at the future, and a new way of really bringing yourself into your life, because I think this is another big challenge that a lot of us don't do. And I was reading some of your articles, and it is interesting. I think if you're trying to build a relationship or create a new transition, if you aren't clear on who you are and what's important to you, you haven't really got a solid foundation to move forward.
True.
And so I think that work, So I think that's very important work. So that's what we do first. And then we actually just we'll usually do things. Usually my transitions I find with my clients often involve a career change, or maybe not out of particularly exactly the career they're in, but they might be transitioning into a different type of work within the same field. And so we do a skills inventory, and we help people realize. I help them realize how many amazing skills they have, because do you know what blows me away, Lorianne? So many people take for granted that the things that they do well, everyone can do.
That is true. Yes, and that's not true. Everyone can't do those. So
I help people connect to their strengths and what they love to do as well, because just because you're good at it doesn't mean to say it's what you're supposed to be doing, because a lot of us end up in a situation as well, I find, where they're in careers because they were told, oh, you're really good at this, you should, do this.
Yes.
And we kind of tend to drift into it, and I'm finding a lot of people in my practice are kind of 50-something, and I'll confess I'm 50-something too. And, they're realizing they've been spending their life doing something, but they don't love it.
Right.
And that, sorry.
And in my world, that affects relationships. In the beginning of this show, and we'll talk about it a little bit, I'm going to talk a little more in the end about transitions and seasons in your life really do affect your relationships, and it can affect your relationship in a way that draws you closer together, or it can affect your relationship in a way that deteriorates the relationship.
Absolutely. And I think that is why we're seeing such a lot of gray divorce.
Yes.
Because what's happening is, that empty nest thing suddenly makes people aware, especially probably more the women than the men, that, wow, who am I now? I'm not mom. They're gone. They're doing their thing. Who am I? What do I want to do with the rest of my life? And so I find I have a lot of women clients who really want to explore that.
Great.
Whereas, but I don't know if you find this, but I find the husbands quite often, they're perfectly happy with the status quo and they just want everything to stay the same, which of course it doesn't.
Sometimes I actually have a lot of clients, males that are single, that are wanting help looking to find that right person. So I also know from us talking and from my looking at your website that you have some online tools on your website that can help people. Why don't you tell us a little bit about those and who might benefit from those so that the listeners can utilize some of the things you have out there to help them?
I'd love to do that. Well, one of the products that's out there, it's called the What's Important to Me Now video workshop. And the reason that I built this online workshop is I found that doing this at the beginning of my work with my clients was so valuable. And it's a 2-hour exercise. It's not something you can do 20 minutes here and another 20 minutes there. But if you follow that process, give yourself some quiet time, it's kind of indulgent, really. You're taking 2 hours of your time to just think about you, and what's important to you and who and what is important to you. So we look at all 6 different aspects of your life, and we do a very powerful exercise where at the end of it, you will have a list of the things that are most important. So we get all of that stuff that's buzzing around in your head out. We put it down on forms. So you'll print the forms, you fill in the forms, and I'm leading you through this workshop. And it's a workshop I've delivered to hundreds of people in Victoria, but I felt I want to reach more people because this is so valuable. And everyone who's taken it has told me that it's given them clarity, it's reduced their stress because it lets them focus on the things that they know are important to them as opposed to what other people tell them they should be focusing on.
And I think that's fabulous. Yes, everybody should do that.
And the price is ridiculous. It's $45 Canadian. I don't need to say anymore. I'm not going to mention the exchange rate, but it's the deal.
Yes, it is a good deal. So we would definitely. And how do they find that? How do they find your website?
They just go to actually, if you Google Sue Maitland, I'll probably come up. It's it's at SueMaitland.com, and I'll spell that. It's SueMaitland.com. And you just go to the store page. It's not terribly inspired, but it's called Store, and you'll find the very first product there is that What's Important to Me Now workshop.
Okay.
And there's one other one that I want to mention because I think it kind of ties in with the couples thing. I found that a lot of couples have challenges when they're moving and trying to get clarity on what they want from the location and the features of their next home.
I'm in the process of moving right now, so I'm smiling as you say this. So go ahead.
So what I did was, as a result of my work with my clients and some workshops that I put on, I developed another product, which is like a self-directed workshop this time. So there's no video of me leading you through it. But what you do is you answer a whole bunch of questions about what's important to you in life so that you can then use those to, for example, make some decisions about the location that you want to be. So here's an example. You love to walk, but, if you have to get in the car and drive 20 minutes to get to somewhere where you can have a pleasant walk, you're not likely to do it. But if you can walk outside the front door and on your doorstep is a beautiful trail or something, you're much more likely to do it. So I invite people to take that time before they start looking at houses with a realtor and fall in love with a kitchen in a place that's totally the wrong end of town or is close to a park or anything. Like, just give yourself some time and answer those questions. And then you actually get a checklist. So there's checklists for the location, the features of the location, places you'd need to be near, people who might want to connect with. I ask questions about how easy will it be for them to visit you if you're there. Because I have a lot of people in Victoria. They live in Victoria and then they move to a place called Souk. Now, Souk is, the house prices are cheaper, it's beautiful, it's in the countryside, but they are so shocked when they've moved there and it's a, like, 45-minute drive from Victoria. Their friends don't drop in like they used to.
Right, yes.
And they're shocked.
Then they were isolated.
And so they end up moving back to town again. So think it through. It's expensive to move.
It is,
So
yes.
do the work ahead of time. Build your checklist. You'll have the features that are mandatory, and you'll have the things that are nice to have. You can give it to the realtor, and also it saves the realtor time. And they're not likely to show you homes that they've got listed that perhaps aren't a fit for you, but they hope you'll buy anyway.
That's great. I love that. We have a few minutes left. I would like it if you would give us one tip for couples that are going through a life transition. What's one tip that you would have that would help them through that transition?
Well, I think you have to recognize that you're individuals as well as a couple. You've got to do the work in terms of understanding what each of you wants from this transition. And then you've got to sit down and you've got to share with each other what is important to each of you so that you can come up with, sometimes there's a compromise required, but it shouldn't be one person just driving it. Don't let one person drive it and you just go for the ride and then you find you don't like where you ended up. So
that's true.
Get engaged. Get engaged, but do the work. I ask my couples to do it separately first because I don't want... we are, even though we're in a relationship, we're individuals. So bring your own ideas, come together, and then negotiate. Take turns sharing your top things in the sequence in which they are a priority to you. And it can really change a relationship because people learn things they didn't even know about each other.
They do, no matter how long they've been together. I think that's absolutely great advice. And Sue, I thank you so much for coming on and joining us today. And I want to just remind everybody that you can find out more about Sue. You can look for her online tools that we've talked about. It's at SueMaitland.com, and that's SueMaitland. And you definitely want to go online, look her up, see what information she has, because she could really be a help for you.
Thank you so much, Florian. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm going to be connecting people to your website, too, because you've got some great stuff there.
Great. Thank you so much.
So glad we connected.
Thank you. Yes, great. And after the break, we will continue our discussion on life transitions. You're listening to Ask Lori, and I'm your host, Lori Ann Davis. You're tuned in to WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte.
I'm Peyton Manning, and I joined Nationwide because they put members first. And what's important to you is important to them.
What about my car?
Yep.
My retirement?
Uh-huh.
Our house?
Definitely. Protecting what you care about. Just another way Nationwide does it right. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Paid spokesperson, subject to underwriting guidelines and scales and availability vary.
Contact Nationwide agent Chance Perry for a free quote today, the only chance you want to take when protecting your business, life, and belongings. It's 704-554-5701. That's 704-554-5701. If you or a loved one are unable to venture easily from your home due to injury, illness, or disability, Compassion Salon Services can provide you with a rejuvenating hair salon service in the privacy and comfort of your own home. Please call 704-774-2204 for more information or visit us on the web at compassionsalon.com. Compassion Salon Services for immobilized persons. We believe the enrichment of life lies through compassion for the soul. So call us at 704-774-2204. That's 704-774-2204 for your in-home salon services. Welcome back to WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte, and those streaming live through the free TuneIn radio app. You're listening to Ask Lori, and I'm your host, Lori Ann Davis. If you're just tuning in, we have been discussing life transitions. But first, if you would like help finding, renewing, and keeping love and passion in your life, I am always here to help you. For more information, check out my website. It's LoriAnnDavis.com. That's LORIANN Davis.com, where you can read my blogs, sign up for my newsletter, find out about what events I have coming, follow me on social media, join my singles group if you live in Charlotte. I am always here to help you create the relationship you have always wanted and deserve. You can also write in your questions or feel free to contact me through my email at WGIVAskLori@gmail.com. Or you can always call me at 704-999-1781. We have been discussing life transitions. Change is inevitable in life. Life transitions of any kind, such as maybe a loss of a job, a new baby, moving, all of these different things can be an opportunity for growth, but they can also cause stress and problems in relationships. Challenging times can affect the stability of our relationship. One thing that you can do proactively during these times is to not let the situation be your only focus. I know this can be hard sometimes, but it's important to spend at least some time each day focusing on the positives. This is really going to help you get through this time in your relationship. Your perspective can make the difference in how you get through difficult times. By showing your partner love and acceptance, you can develop an even stronger bond. You'll be ready to share the good times when they reappear, and you can appreciate them even more together. So hopefully we have given you lots of great information to help you today, and I want you to join us next week when we reveal more secrets to finding, keeping, and renewing love and passion in your life, not only for the weekend, but for every day. We'd like to thank our guest today, Sue Maitland, for joining us. And thank you, family, for tuning in, and continue to tune in every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. I'm Lori Ann Davis, and you're listening to Ask Lori on WDRB Media and WGIV, the soul of Charlotte. Have a great weekend.
I'm Peyton Manning, and I joined Nationwide because they put members first. And what's important to you is important to them.
What about my car?
Yep.
My retirement? Our house?
Definitely. Protecting what you care about. Just another way Nationwide does it right. Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, Columbus, Ohio. Paid spokesperson, subject to underwriting guidelines and scales and availability vary.
Contact Nationwide agent Chance Perry for a free quote today, the only chance you want to take when protecting your business, life, and belongings. It's 704-554-5701. That's 704-554-5701. If you or a loved one are unable to venture easily from your home due to injury, illness, or disability, Compassion Salon Services can provide you with a rejuvenating hair salon service in the privacy and comfort of your own home. Please call 704-774-2204 for more information or visit us on the web at compassionsalon.com. Compassion Salon Services for immobilized persons. We believe the enrichment of life lies through compassion for the soul. So call us at 704-774-2204. That's 704-774-2204 for your in-home salon services.